For my podcast, I will be reviewing the film Do the Right Thing by Spike Lee. This film addresses real-life political and social issues, such as racism and police brutality. Made in 1989, it still remains relevant to this day. With already such an incredible screenplay and performances, the film is accompanied by well-thought-out and perfected cinematography. For this podcast, I will focus on the use of cinematography in the film. Spike Lee uses cinematography to set a mood for the film that upholds throughout. In the film, an ongoing theme is that it is really hot and they're experiencing a heat wave. Spike Lee portrays this by skillfully using a yellow and orange tint that reinforces the idea that there is a heat wave. He continues to use cinematography in ways that help portray tension throughout the film. By the use of certain camera angles like high angle, low angle, and Dutch shots, Spike Lee is able to establish the mood and tone of a scene. In the article, Do the Right Thing, Why Spike Lee's Masterpiece Remains Essential 30 Years Later by Tambay Benson, it discusses how the film is still relevant in today's time compared to some other films that have been made about race. In the article, it says Lee's masterwork remains profoundly relevant 30 years later, especially against the backdrop of one of more openly violent and racist administrations in recent American history. As problematic racial reconciliation films like Green Book and The Best of Enemies continue to thrive in mainstream American cinema, pushing racist tropes ahead of fully realized characters and solving racism in easy answers, Do the Right Thing is only more essential in speaking to the present day. This is true because it not only addresses a topic that is still very ongoing to this day, as we saw in the past years, such as with George Floyd, but is relevant today because Spike Lee's use of cinematography was able to produce a more accurate portrayal of life as a black person in America dealing with racism and police brutality, such as after Radio Raheem is killed and the officers leave and everyone is outside Sal's pizzeria. Mookie is still standing there with Sal and his sons between the mob and the pizza shop where it all started. We were given a low angle that tells us that Mookie has a decision to make on whether to protect Sal in the pizza shop or side with his community. The low angle shot, among other aspects of the scene, allow us to understand the tension in the scene and that Mookie must take a side.
Mookie, they killed him. They killed Radio Raheem! Murder. Did it again, just like Michael Stewart. Murder. Eleanor Bumpers. Murder. Damn, man, it ain't safe in our own fucking neighborhood. Never was. Never will be. We ain't gonna stand for this shit no more, Sal, you hear me? Ain't gonna stand for them fucking police. Punk. This is plain as day. They didn't have to kill them. Do what you gotta do. Listen. Good people, please. Let's all go home. Somebody's gonna get hurt.
Yeah, you boy!
If we don't stop this and stop it now, we gonna do something we gonna regret for the rest of our lives. Sal and his boys had nothing to do with what the cops did. What? Are the police? What's that? Leave them alone. Get you out of them three stooges, Sal. You hear me? Go on, Mr. Shine.
You see how they had him in a chokehold, man? I know that chokehold is two people, man.
He had a fucking radio. He died because he had a radio. All he wanted was pictures on the wall and he died.
The son told the cops, boy, man, get the fuck out of here, man. Fuck that, man.
The scene I would like to do a close reading on is the scene where Bug Out and Radio Raheem come into Sal's blasting Fight the Power by Public Enemy, and Sal ultimately breaks the radio.
So good, man.
Fight the power! Fight the power! Fight the power! We've got to fight the powers that be!
Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant shit to millions. He's straight out racist, the sucker.
What I tell you about that noise? What I tell you about that pitch? What the fuck are you dead? Are you? Fuck you! We want the black people on that motherfucking wall of fame now!
Chronicle fucking hoe, been all fucking day fucking out!
With that jungle music off, we ain't in Africa! Why ain't gonna be about jungle music? Why ain't gonna be about Africa? It's about them fucking bitches! It's about turning that shit off and get the fuck out of my place! Radio Raheem! Fuck you! And fuck you too! This is music! My music! Fuck your music! Turn it off! Hey, then get the fuck out of here! You fucking clowns! Fuck you! We clowns and you guinea bastards! For good! For good, motherfucker! Until you get the black people on that motherfucking wall of fame! You gonna fucking close me? You goddamn right! You black cocksucker! I'll fucking tear your fucking nigger ass!
We niggas now!
You fucking white trash! Come on, we fuck you up!
Sal, put the fucking bat down!
Come on, man! Right, you fucking getting shot over the motherfucking counter! You black cocksucker! You nigger motherfucker! I just killed your fucking radio. Music! Get off! Get the fuck off! Get off of that! Motherfucker! You don't suck with my box, huh? Fuck that boy here! Now! Punch him in the grill right now! You! Fuck with my box!
In this scene, cinematography plays a massive role in portraying the scene and setting the mood and tone. The first noticeable use of cinematography in this scene is the use of the Dutch angle. When Bug Out and Radio Raheem first walk in, the use of the Dutch angle establishes that they're here for business, not pleasure. It makes the audience feel uncertain about what is about to happen, but creates an understanding that Bug Out and Radio Raheem are there for a confrontation. The next noticeable use of cinematography is the use of the low and high angles. In this scene, the customers, including Radio Raheem and Bug Out, are portrayed from a high angle, where Sal and the rest of the employees, including Mookie, are portrayed from a low angle. This is used to portray that Sal's pizza is the one being criticized and essentially talked down to, where Radio Raheem and Bug Out, along with the other customers, are portrayed from a high angle as they talk down to Sal's pizza, saying that they're corrupt. The angles swap after Sal smashes the radio to show that the tension is now mutual. This scene possesses many different aspects that help establish the scene, such as sound, editing, and mise-en-scène. First foremost, the use of diegetic sound is essential in this scene. The loud radio music is what sets Sal off and makes him snap and smash the radio. Throughout their arguing, they are also yelling over the sound of the radio blasting, which just adds to the tension of the scene. The editing is simultaneous with what is going on in the scene, with quick shots jumping around the room, capturing all parties involved and their reactions throughout the confrontation. Then finally, mise-en-scène, classically important to any film in its scene setting. The use of mise-en-scène in this scene allows us to understand that Sal is close to closing as they are cleaning up and putting stuff away. It is dark outside as well as dim in the pizza shop. The props are essential to this film, whether it is the pictures on the wall or the radio blasting music, or even the bat that breaks the radio. These are all part of the mise-en-scène that set the scene. We know that Bug Out is pissed off about the pictures on the wall, and we know Radio Raheem wants to be able to play his music wherever as loud as he wants. So props being in the scene help our understanding on why they're there at Sal's and confronting him so late. Cinematography is essential to films. Even when a film has great directing and storytelling, in order for it to be amazing, it must uphold a certain standard of cinematography, which I believe Spike Lee does flawlessly. His use of lighting throughout the film upholds the idea that there is a constant heat wave throughout the film, and his selection of camera angles, such as the Dutch angle, are strategically used in the scenes to evoke emotion in the audience as well as display emotion on the screen. Overall, Do the Right Thing is a masterpiece and has phenomenal cinematography to support it.